Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your weekly Cup of Joe. This morning we're going to talk about backpack fitting. Obviously, we were thinking about this a number of weeks ago in hopes that all our kiddos were going to go back to school in person, but obviously that's not the case. Some are not. Some are doing a hybrid. So the hope and goal is that this information is still good information, maybe used now, maybe used next semester, and unfortunately maybe it's going to be used next fall, but wanted to put it out there for you. All right, so if there's a few key points for backpack fitting is looking at appropriate size. So are we looking at elementary school kids versus high school kids? So a kid-sized backpack versus an adult. A lot of times you'll see the kids, because they think they want a cool one or you want to grow into it, so they get a bigger backpack. Probably not the best thing for them at this point in time because tendency is to overfill it. So make sure you're getting the right size, and typically what that right size is going to be is going from the top of your shoulders there to your low back. So as we put one on here, is that we're looking at the top of the shoulders here, the height to that low back being the lowest point. Between there, it can be a little bit smaller if you want, but between there is what we're looking for. But that's a big one, all right? Next one's gonna be is when we're looking at the straps. So we like to have our straps typically nice and wide, like these are. And we also wide as far as they are wide themselves, not too far wide out here, but placement-wise, we'd like to have them middle to in on our shoulders, closer to our neck maybe a little bit. So you don't want them too far out. You'll see a lot of kids like this. That's not really good. And more importantly, we want to have two straps on the shoulders, not just doing the one strap thing. I tend to do this quite a bit, but that's not really good. So we need to do two straps. All right, and a big one you're going to see a lot of time is that it's not pulled tightly enough. So you're going to see it, it's really sagging down there, and they're all the way back, and especially with the weight of it, they're like, whoa, like that. So we definitely want to try to cinch that up. There we go. So it's sitting a little bit more appropriately. I could probably even go a little bit more. There we go. So the weight's distributed a little bit there. It'll sit on the shoulders a little nicer, and the weight is going to be where it's supposed to be. So your legs and your back are actually carrying it, and not your shoulders pulling you back this way. All right. Some straps are going to have a chest strap even going across. It's not a bad thing. Just make sure it's there. You don't have to pull it tight, but what it does is brings it in a little bit more, so it's not going to slide out. And some even have a waist strap to give you a little bit more support. So waist straps are all right, just making sure it is not super, super tight, but it's just snug as well. So that can be a bonus also for kids. The next thing you want to look at is weight. Obviously, we see our kids carrying so much into their backpacks, and they're carrying these things that are what appear to be 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds worth of stuff sometimes. The rule of thumb is 10 to 15%. 10% of your body weight for elementary school kids and smaller middle school kids to 15% of the body weight up to adults and high schoolers and college kids. I know it seems unrealistic at times, but that's what the goal would be. And when we're looking at that weight, we're looking at dispersing that weight appropriately. So we want to look for putting our heavier items closer to our back. A lot of times they're going to have a computer and stuff, a laptop or a tablet, and they're padded. They're normally put up against the back. That's good. And then the heavier books and out. That's what we're looking to do to try to help disperse the weight. And also, when we're looking at backpacks, helping disperse the weight sometimes is having multiple pockets. So having a bigger pocket towards the back or towards the body, then one, and then maybe even some outer pockets as well to just help disperse that weight. So hope that information is very good. There's going to be 3 to 4 links down below, a couple videos, a couple articles to help out and supplement for your reading and education on this. So hope you enjoy those. All right. Want to finish up today with a focus for the week. I haven't done it for a few weeks And I apologize, but this week definitely has been hitting more home. We want to think about just becoming an active listener. So we're working on actively listening, and what we want to do is basically just acknowledge people. We want to look people in the eye. We want to put down our phones, put down our books, turn the TV off, whatever it is, and really just sit and listen. We want to acknowledge what they're saying. Maybe we're going to ask a few questions. We don't have to fully understand what everybody's saying. We don't have to answer or solve their problems. We just have to be ourselves and listen. And if we can just be, or if you can just be you and actively listen, it's going to be a really good week, and it's a good step forward and a practice that you can build upon for the rest of your life. So, one final note is that our next community workshop in the clinic and via Zoom is going to be on September 29th at 6:30 p.m. We're actually going to be covering total hip replacements and total knee replacements, kind of preparing you for the new you. All right, so there's a link below for that as well. If you have questions, you can call the clinic. If you have any questions about anything, definitely don't hesitate to call our clinic at 630-892-8003. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and we'll see you for your weekly cup of Joe. Bye.